Okay. All right. Where? Let me reopen this. Okay. 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 And let me open up my most recent resume on the side. If I even. Indeed, download my own. Okay, so. My fucking password. Man, fucking this is. I think this is a new update with Microsoft that they're forcing basically everyone to sign in, or like create a Microsoft Word account and pay for the subscription.
I mean, that sounds like something Microsoft would do.
Can't do nothing about that now. Look for my password for my WSU email. And with that, I would be able to log into um, my whatchamacallit Microsoft account. If Discord here on my laptop will open after updating for the 3000th time. Like, can they not just like not always have to download an update on every time you start up Discord?
Is that your password?
Yeah.
I was about to read it out loud for your entire stream. I stopped myself, don't worry. uh... Wait, what's your computer background? This is wait. Wait, do you always just have it as like a bunch of glacier formations?
It's whatever the default like background is for Microsoft.
I thought that was just like an autistic like special interest of yours, just like really cool glacial patterns. I was like, damn, okay. Fuck.
What the fuck? Wherever. We'll figure it out later. Okay, so let's look at your resume. Customer service rep. I feel like instead of this way that you have your list of your stuff, just do bullet points.
Bullet points?
Yeah, so you don't really need the
No summary.
this portion. You don't need duties resolve around. Just list all your duties as bullet points. Like I have ISO 5 certification with biosafety cabinet exposure per CGMP 1. Per CGMP, I collected, documented, and prepared SOPs. So that's like one, like you want
One
your
bullet
most like
point.
most
I just
like
wanna
key responsibility that you want to like
take my key like points, ham them up to the extreme, you know, like, and then just not have it in like a summary formation because it's like not digestible to look at.
Yeah, and then most of the screening is all computers and like AI, and they're gonna just look at bullet point by bullet point. They're not gonna look at this shit. They're gonna think this is one super long bullet point.
Also,
And
I appreciate you moving your webcam to the right there. I thought it was like a bit wucky at first, but I was like, damn, that's really cool. Cool of you, thank you.
yeah,
Okay, let's see.
there's still like a couple seconds early on where it wasn't like that. So, and you were moving around
Delete
your.
the VOD! Delete the fucking VOD! Let's see.
I'll edit the VOD afterwards.
Thank you.
But you also don't need this portion.
Let me see. What portion?
This right here. Give me
No
editing
sound.
access.
Editing access.
Yep.
Anonymous War Narwhal. There, you should have editing access now.
I don't really like your format, if I'm being honest.
Me either.
Do you want to copy my format?
How do I copy your format? Let's see.
We'll just go a couple pages down, paste it, and then just replace it with your stuff.
Got it.
Let's see. Maybe if I do that, I can. So look, I have my main stuff here on the right side, and then I have my contact like over on this like portion, and then below that I have my skills. Well, I have my skills and certifications, which one is missing, which I can add. Now, some might say it's crowded, but I've just have done a lot. And
You
still,
have
it's
done
like
a lot.
nothing compared to what people be wanting these days, which is ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, so the BLS certification, systems engineering, ISO 5, and then I have the data analysis. So, like, for things I got from work, didn't really, do that hyphenated like I have here with the systems engineering, MathWorks, July 2024, and like the data analysis, IBM, January 2025. Because, like, these are, again, the ISO 5 certification anywhere I go in, like, biotech, they will want to clear me with just for sure check their internal checks. Um, so even if I have like 30 years of experience, if I go to somewhere, they're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna get for our sake, we want to see for us that you can do this, just to cover their own asses. And again, BLS, the same thing. I mean, you technically get a certification like a lot of companies do it, but like you can just say you're BLS certified if you like done the like the BLS stuff. You don't really need to hunt down your certification and then figure out what day it is and like what company it was or whatever. And then again, for my education, I have the degree and then graduation date, and then like location like Washington State University, Pullman, Washington. My community service, I did a lot of community service up until like I had to move to Pullman. So I have my community service here. I was volunteer tutoring, and then the youth tutoring program, which is the title of the program I was at, and then under that I have the time frame that I was doing that program, 2013 to 2018. And like I have a lot more jobs that I've done. Like I've done a lot of jobs, um, but I just have like my most like recent, because before 2018 I worked other jobs too. Like I worked at a call center for the university asking for donations from alumni. Before that I worked at Target. So I've been working for a long time. You don't
Okay.
need to list everything, but just the most recent relevant stuff. Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't put down my McDonald's shit.
I mean, if you were like leadership or management, then yeah. But like, if you're
No,
just like
no.
just a cashier or like flipping burgers, then yeah, not really. So like, you can also. So this is like at the towing company that worked at, and so like initially it was titled something else, but like because I did so much, I just you can change, you can shift the title to be more appropriate to a role of the same thing at another place based on the things that you did on a day-to-day basis. So like here I have stuff that of the collected analysis of presented job requisition, assignment, completion data to management and ownership on a quarterly basis. And then I also collect and analyze and present customer satisfaction data and feedback monthly to management and ownership. And then coordinate efficient routes to avoid delays and optimize schedule for up to 4 drivers daily. And then after that, like you have your job experience, so you have your work history. You can also have a section of relevant experience. So these can be like projects that you did on your own time, at like a sort of small gig that you did in school or like whatever. And here I have like lyophilization of biologics to extend shelf life. That was something, a project that I worked on here when I was an undergraduate researcher for about a year at WSU, and then I just have a short, basically what I did. I don't really you don't really want to go into detail of like what you did, just a short excerpt of like what it was. And then at interviews they can be like, I see here that you said this. Can you go a little into that? What like how this happened, what you were doing, what this was for, and like how you came up with that, yada yada yada. Now this actually did come up in my interview, like lyophilization and like shelf life extending. And then another thing that I did at that researcher position was diffusion plate testing of on bacteria to test effectability of antibiotic treatments. That's what I did. And then again, I also got asked about that. So what was this? Like what really went into it? And I went into it. Like we had different concentrations of our product on different bacteria and of different life cycles, or not life cycles, a different age. So, and I was like, we initially started on E. coli at 24-hour, and then we also went further into 48-hour growth and 72-hour growth of E. coli, and then we went to testing on the actual dangerous MRSA and staph bacteria, and tested different concentrations of our product with a positive and negative control, and then compared the results to what the minimum effective dose of our product would be and what a extreme maximum would be, given our like ranges of that we want at least a 2 millimeter clear zone outside of our wafer that we drop the product on. So the size of the wafer in diameter plus 2 millimeters. That was our baseline. That is what we aimed for. And then I was like, then we tested the maximum, and the maximum actually gave us a significant increase from our minimum dose. I think it was like 7 millimeters or something crazy like that. And then we did this on multiple plates, with again the 24-hour, 48-hour, 72-hour Staphylococcus aureus, and P. aeruginosa. Those are the two bacterias.
Hmm.
Again, you and then this initially, this
What?
was the Glock one, the Glock 22 one. But then I was like, maybe it's not the best thing to put on a resume.
Yeah, I.
And then
uh,
I changed it to something else that I did, and again, making a single stroke engine, it's an individual parts, and creating an assembly in SolidWorks. That is something that I did. And to go into that, I was like, yeah, one of the assignments was to make a single stroke engine, so I had to look through a manual to figure out the parts, and then the dimensions, and then create it, and then create an engineering document of it, and then create an assembly, and then an engineering document for all the pieces and the assembly. Just short to the quick what it is in like relevant experience, um, and then if they ask more, go into more. And then also with interviews, don't really be too afraid of the silence. Don't feel like you need to keep talking to fill the air. That was some advice that really, really helped me when I was doing some interviews.
yeah, I mean, it sounds. I think a lot of recruiters just take advantage of, like talking, get in your own way, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Gosh, pudgy.
Also, you could probably take my like statement and then just like take out all the like the technical stuff that I have in mind and just like replace it with whatever you think is. But like I have a lot of just like fluff in here. That's just like just some bullet, just some BS that they want to hear. Like, in addition to my work ethic, personal effectiveness with. Oh, hold up, let me. Let's do that. So, I am a manufacturing associate. Blah blah blah. Quarterly cleaning maintenances. My current work responsibilities are informed um, by my training as a bioengineer researcher with 3 years of laboratory laboratory experience with a year-long efficacy and analytical testing on biologics, and the ability to discernibly monthly to set discernible monthly deliverables. It's a mouthful. In addition, my previous
Yeah.
work experience has solidified my work ethic, personal effectiveness
What was
within a
that
team
bit?
environment, regulatory
I'll go to
abilities in a
sleep soon,
team
okay?
setting,
Let me just
creative
finish up my
problem
resume.
solving, and
I love
detailed
you too.
knowledge of engineering and research principles. I am trained and proficient in all these like hard, specific softwares or techniques and or whatever. And like here, I have my most recent job title. If your job title doesn't really like fit well or like what you want, you can also put in the job that you're like wanting. So like here, whatever job you're trying to get, just put that here. And then here you can do the same thing, but you can say aspiring, what the job title. And then mine's long because of like with biotech, you really just have to like shove stuff up their people's asses with like these key like softwares and all that shit. So what you thinking, Cole?
I'm taking in all that you're saying, and I'm like,
And you're like,
sorry, I'm just like also trying to.
like all of this stuff is just like some of the stuff that I know and like I've learned while working and like talking to my supervisors, but a lot of it was from like when I was doing like resume sessions with Todd. Great help.
Is he like is he your savant?
Pretty much. Like I would say things and then he'd be like, "Okay, that's what we want, but let's word it, how they want it, how the man wants it, how Big Brother wants it." And it's very much so about like the wording. Like here in like again this first portion, like ISO 5 certified with biosafety cabinet exposure. So here I was initially like, yeah, I did work in a clean room and in a fume hood. Here is putting like a tangible universal industry truth ISO 5 certification and biosafety cabinet. So a fume hood and a biosafety cabinet, they're the same thing. It's just two different names, and this name is more known within the industry. And then another thing, per CGMP, GMP, CGMP, any variations of that, current GMP, current good manufacturing practices, those are just you be taking in so much of that, you're basically shitting out CGMP, and like that's all what they talk about. That's all that they want. Like any job you'll see for biotech or like manufacturing, they'll talk about GMP, CGMP, and like SOPs. So like these are the things like you have to look at like what the job, like these kind of abbreviations, these words. You have to look and see which ones are like just popping up all the time, and then like just sneak them in somewhere in your resume. Make it fit. Make it like sound plausible. But like they have to be in there because like these like automated machines are looking for these keywords as well. And so if they like find it here, 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 then they'll be like, hey, this man has a lot of these key things that we're looking for. I'll push this up to a human. And like you sort of want to sandwich it and like put your stuff in order. So like I have this is my big thing that's like super broad, super big. Like everybody just knows it, wants it, has it. And then I go into like an order of so after that, what's the next thing? And then I go into this. These are the specific operations and uh, procedures that I've done. And I have them named: executed selection, activation, transduction, inoculation, expansion, harvest, form fill, and cryopreservations per each Standard operating procedure, SOPs. Everybody wants SOPs. They want you to eat SOPs. They want you to shit SOPs. They want you to take a piss on SOPs. SOPs is life. Ball is not life. SOP is life. And GMP is a thing that gave you life. That's why I have so much like SOP, GMP, SOP, GMP, SOP, SOP. Just it's everywhere. Because these are the things that pop up in all these job descriptions. Like we want someone that follows GMP, knows SOPs, and like shits SOPs. And then you just keep going down the list of things that are nice and good to have, but aren't really that super important. Like here, NovaFox Analyzer. It has some important stuff like I executed routine calibration and monthly, quarterly cleaning and maintenance of the BSC and NovaFox pH Analyzer. It's still a big thing, but it's not as big as like the first few. So what you think about that?
What I'm getting is that it helps a lot if you're already established, but I'm gonna have to do a lot of fucking like a lot of fucking hamming. Like the amount of hamming I'm gonna have to do is crazy. Cause
I mean, for what you're trying to get like an MA or a DA kind of thing, and you
yeah,
already
and,
have the DA.
the job I sent you, uh, the one on in our messages. Whereas the other medical assistant jobs you were showing me were like, I would have to schemaz my way or like convince them to train me. They're saying right in there that they're willing to train the right person. And so, to be honest, my resume before was really shit, but now that we're like, revitalizing it, and I'm gonna write a cover letter, you know, fit for this place. We'll talk about,
So one thing you could say here: interest in women's health and/or OB/GYN, experience preferred but not required. So
talk about how my mom died and how it's given me a very passionate
I was just about to say that I don't know what the cause of your mom's death was, but was it cancer?
No, dude, it's we're going fucking beast mode, dude. My dad, dude, fuck that guy. He was like,
I've heard many stories about your dad, and I verily agree. It's
yeah,
not my
fuck.
place to, but it's just
No,
I've not heard very many
you've
good
heard
things.
enough, so you get the pass.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, he withheld her from going to the hospital, and so that along with I guess unsterile work conditions of the operating room, caused her to go into full sepsis. So as I can basically just say that early on moment ignited a passion for for female healthcare. And so I mean, and it's not entirely false.
Let's not go to that. That's just gonna sound like straight bullshit. What you can do is, because of the unfortunate circumstances that led to the passing of my mother, I am more concerned about the access to healthcare for women and removing the barriers of entry and making it easier for women to have access to the critical care that they need.
So you're just basically saying what I was saying, but I hadn't hammed it up yet.
Yeah.
I hadn't added the little the ham water.
Yeah. And especially of women of color,
well, I can talk about how my mom was a
Asian.
Korean immigrant.
Yeah, she was a Korean immigrant.
victim of war,
Yeah,
orphan of war.
orphan, and then also adopted
This is
into a society where the cultural differences are polarizingly different than the ones that she initially grew up with through childhood, and then from whatever, if you want to go into your like their relationship with your mom and dad, that relationship you can talk about that a little bit, like if it was abusive or like manipulative because of the cultural differences that your dad probably took advantage of, not advantage of. I'm not making accusations here. You know the truth. Um, like you said, that hindered the accessibility of healthcare that was direly needed at the critical moments, but due to it being restricted, she was no longer able to, get the critical care that she needed, and unfortunately, more unfortunate circumstances adding on caused a chain reaction of unfortunate circumstances that led to her passing.
Mhm.
And then there's also like a huge crisis with like addiction medicine, and then women that are homeless and also get abused that way. And they're also like not, they're like super afraid to go into clinics because they think of a stigma of them being homeless due to whatever circumstances that caused them to be homeless, that led them down the road of addiction and abuse. And then they're like, do I even deserve the care? Will people judge me for my past actions? What may have happened to me willingly that I committed, or like unwillingly where people took advantage of me? Would that cause a stigma upon myself, and people would not trust or believe in like what are symptoms I'm having, or the care that I might need, or even like believe it and just be like, yeah, you're homeless and you're a drug addict. Yeah, nothing else. Which is a very
Fuck.
true thing that a lot of like, when I was working at the clinic, a lot of like homeless people and also like addiction addicts who were getting treatment for either like opioid use disorder, or like alcohol use disorder or drug use disorder. They have like, what I like about here is like the physicians and the assistants and the nurses. They don't look down upon me for the mistakes that I might have made or might have come upon myself. They're here, look at me level, and then they treat me well and they want to help me. Very many of these stories, like personally, these people would tell me, and it would be like across the spectrum. Anecdotes are key and king. You got a good like couple anecdotes that are about just a couple minutes long, but then keep tying into like their core points. Then like you can get in there, but like that's also sort of like a slippery slope of like you don't want to get too deep into the anecdote and then you just get lost. So what you thinking?
I'm thinking about what I'm gonna include in the cover letter. Definitely some anecdotes, tying my interest to the healthcare field and general disposition.
So you want to put that in your like sort of intro blurb?
Yeah, yeah. I was wondering if I was just, I was just having ideas and I was just typing them down. I want to get like, I want to get like a bunch of like my highlighted experiences at this job, and then put them together. Front intro package and shit. But I'm just like, what I'm mainly thinking about is what I'm gonna put here in the end, because thinking. Just there we go. Just have that hang out there for right now.
Let's see what you got so far. Oop. Yeah. Damn it. Okay. I'm probably gonna need to delete this VOD, TVH. I'll still be able to make clips and stuff, but my god, man, clips is a fucking. If it's a one-man shows, especially with the old VODs where I don't know the time, so I have to sit through the VODs and like find the funny.
What do you mean find the funny? The funny should just be there.
I don't know what times, man, so I have to go through the VOD and just like sit through it and see if I find like a funny excerpt that I have to
Dude,
make
it's
clips
so
out.
funny. You've just been like moving around your fucking webcam all over. So each time I tune into your stream, you're like at a different size in a different location on your screen. And I know it's to fit around the phone number and personal information, but it's just like it's a fun little game to see where you end up next. All right.
Ooh. I'm also on the side, like on my laptop, applying for stuff.
Nice.
Apply with Indeed, bitch. Yas. 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 I'm definitely not Hispanic or Latino.
Why don't you show these jobs on your stream? Instead of just camping on my resume, hoping that I don't scroll down, hoping I don't push down the phone number and email outside of your webcam reach. You know what we should do? We should start up like a Pokemon, MMO, thing, and we could stream it. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Get everyone
Pokemon MMO is
involved.
really fun. So, one of the big companies, Jewel, which is now bought up by BMS, Senior associate scientist. Scientist. Seattle Children's. Yeah, this is a good entry level to like bench research stuff, and the pay range is not bad either, 25 to 38. Let's see. Translational regeneration lab with expertise in stem cell regeneration and kidney injury. The current focus of the lab is on the regenerative potential of African spinning mouse. The lab's recent works includes the scale regeneration of kidney tissue after severe injury. This is probably their code for that research that they're doing. In vitro and in vivo mechanisms demonstrate resistance to cellular injury that may have its underpinnings in metabolic and epigenetic modification response to stress. We are seeking research scientists to join our lab at SCRI to further elucidate these mechanisms. We are seeking scientists with experience in mitochondrial and or metabolic investigation, including individual experience in single cell isolation from tissues, animal surgery, and or procedures in vitro metabolic assay, confocal microscopy, seahorse assay, a lot of sciencey shit. They want someone with some science.
Do you got the science?
It's a lot. There's a lot, man, here. And for one, kind of the retard brain sometimes comes out when I'm reading. Let's see, requirements: bachelor's degree in biology, microbiology, immunology, microbiology, or biochemistry, prior experience in lab setting. See, it's like jobs like these, I'm like, yeah, I have all of this, and then I apply for this shit, and then they're like, yeah, we want someone else. Like, the fuck you mean? I'm overly qualified. I have 4 years of lab experience now. But like, this is a nice thing though. I'm definitely gonna apply to that. All right, now this says this is a research associate slash senior research associate. They're asking for $65,000. They're offering $65,000 to $80,000 a year. Now, with this bullshit, I'm assuming they're gonna be like, yeah, we want 25 years of experience or some bullshit like that. 1+ years industrial drug development, 1+ years of hands-on experience in aspects of daily campaigns or genomic approaches in protein design or directed evolution projects. Okay, you know what? I was wrong. I smelled bullshit, but it's not that big bullshit. It was just, small time bullshit. Oh, what about the Kaiser? Because there's a Kaiser clinic right by you. Have you looked there if they're hiring MAs or like whatever?
I didn't see any, but I'll double check.
Also, FYI, Kaiser is very scummy, and they're like
I mean,
allegedly
I've heard a
scummy.
lot of bad things about
Yes,
them.
allegedly scummy. Allegedly.
Allegedly, or I mean, at the end of the day, it's a privatized health insurance group, healthcare group.
Fucking
That's,
Allen Institute. The amount of times I've applied to the fucking Allen Institute, and then they're like, "Yeah, we'll look at your shit," and then they never look at your shit. And after all that time of making a fucking cover letter, super solid, going through their like raunchy application process.
How do you, by the way, do you like the formatting of the second one?
Okay, good thing I had it covered where it was. Yeah,
Yeah? No?
yeah, it's good.
What are your Mahamale thoughts? I saw you pondering.
Oh no, I just was hearing shit.
Average Helen Keller moment.
Yeah, basically.
I was not, dude, I did not fucking hear a thing.
I am not a protected veteran.
No punch.
Well, like, for me personally, I could probably look into like Pfizer and Seagen. Well, they're one thing now, but AGC and like all the other biotechs that's just right in Bothell. The manufacturing plants, at least. Fucking BMS, they're like contracting agency. These motherfuckers are paying shit, like absolute dog shit pay. Like they want 21 an hour, 19 an hour for a manufacturing associate working 12 hours a day. And their shift schedulers like, yeah, we want you to work from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. for $21 an hour. You got me fucked up. Like, at least have a good shift schedule if you're gonna pay me shit. You know, I should have like a cover letter, but like, I don't really want to write one right now. feel like at this point it's just like, should I like check other states?
Are you gonna move? I feel like it'd be hard to go to Aladdin's if you're living in California.
True. Maybe they can airplane it. I'm just gonna swish it. Okay, let's look at this senior research associate. Work environment, PPE, level 2 biosafety. Protein binding, protein tissue labeling. I mean, they're basically asking for someone that has a base knowledge of all of this, because it'll teach all the other like machines and techniques that they're gonna need and want to use. Let's look at this associate scientist / scientist. Okay. We're seeking an experienced associate scientist to boost our clinical pharmacology lab team. Your primary role will be spearhead PK and ADA assay using ELISA, Softmax Pro, and MSD platforms. Additionally, you will take charge of assay validation, tech transfer, and development, ensuring adherence to industry standard material management using Freezer Pro software and maintaining GLP. GLP is another like subset of like GMP. That's good laboratory practices. Look at PK and ADA assays, adherence to protocols and SOPs. Minimum of 10 years of experience in the pharmaceutical biotech industry. You gotta be fucked up. 10 years and you're only offering a pay range of 70 to 110k. Fucking bump that up another 100k if you want 10 years of experience.
That is a bit wacky, isn't it?
I feel like they have these weird ass requirements just so they can say that, yeah, you know, we tried outside, so we just internally hired because no one from outside was qualified enough. Like, get the fuck out of here. Senior scientist pathology. Look at that. They want a PhD in pathology, biology, medical technology, oncology, or related field, plus 5-7 years of relative experience working in pathology, biomarker development, testing, validation, equivalent combination of education experience. Board certification and pathology. Let's look at the pay. 116.25 to 178.25. Again, if you want a PhD with this many skills and experience, bump it up more. Like, you got to be starting at 178. Research scientist, engineer, senior at UW. Department of Laboratory Medicine and Pathology. Research scientist senior will collaborate with Dr. Alex to conceive and develop projects and plans for clinical immune profiling of viral diseases, including developing and validating bespoke high throughput binding serology function serologies such as neutralization, pseudo-neutralization assay, TCR, BRC sequences, cellular immunity assay, cytokine assay, and FC characterization assay, and subsequent performing of assays and or direction of technical performance. 80% will be project management. Supervising. Oh, minimum requirements: a PhD in immunology. Whoa. Or equivalent experience, education will be substituted for all minimums. Okay. So maybe I could finesse the shit out of this one. Maybe this is more likely to be a hit. Again, Dr. Alex. What are the requirements for this one, Dr. Alex? Yeah. Definitely don't have the experience for 4, but let's look at the minimum requirements. Masters. 4 years. That's not as crazy as a senior, but I still don't got that. Upstream manufacturing, AGC Biologics. AGC is like literally like the next building over from where I worked. Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 6 to 6:30. 6 to 6:30. The shift B is probably the differential. Same thing with the D. Differentials are nice. You get sort of a 15% differential because you're working a less optimal shift, like this back end shift of like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So whatever the rate they give you, they'll times that by 15%, and then that's what you'll be getting paid. Let's see what AGC has elsewise. Low, below average, low. So how's your resume coming along?
I am. I'm doing my cover letter right now. Let me share that with you.
Just create a folder with this resume in it, and then throw the resume and also the cover letter in there, and then share that folder with me.
I will do that after I share this with you.
That's my email, and just share it with that.
There you go. Bless you.
I'm just yawning, not sneezing.
Bless you still.
Damn, it's already 12.
Yeah. Got to go to bed soon.
What are your working hours?
Tomorrow I work at 8, so gotta hurry. It's 8 to 4 tomorrow.
Okay. Wait, when do you work 8 to 4?
Today.
And then?
And then it's only Wednesdays.
Okay.
Why?
I mean, we can go to the gym tomorrow then after your work.
Yeah, let me see if Eli is up for it.
Gotta figure out when my brother is coming back, so if I need a... So I know when to, pick his ass. Pick him up from the airport. And my nieces are coming back. They're so freaking adorbs. Bruh, like, I had, like, Himalayan salt and truffle popcorn. That shit is on a different level. Like, these were, like, snacks I was like, I didn't even know they existed.
They're alright.
Alright, they're more than alright. They're alright, alright, alright. Man, I'm just scrolling up and 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 up. And up. And up and up and up and up and up. I wonder if my brother sold his Jeep Cherokee. Because he got his hands on like a 2000 Jeep Cherokee fully loaded, like, with like a tow winch and like a guardrail, like, the front guardrail, and then like roof light, like the super bright outdoorsy one, and like I think it's also like kitted as like an off-road Vehicle 2. There it is. Wait, where did it go? Okay. So tomorrow is when I have to go pick them up. And if I knew I was gonna get laid off, I would have gotten more like
You would have eaten
PFMLA.
more of the catering.
What catering?
The catering from your job.
No, I would have I would have taken more FMLA time.
What's FMLA time?
Family medical leave, but through the state, paid family medical leave. Ooh. Damn. Did you play any League? I know you opened up the client as I was leaving.
Last night?
No, tonight.
No, I haven't played League.
Bro, I was playing Marvel Rivals last night and like shit, like fucking, I went like 20 something and like 2. Oh, it looks like Pokemon Scarlet Violet is gonna be popping for a little bit.
Is that a new one?
No, I think Scarlet and Violet are old ones. Maybe. They're new-ish ones. much do you have in savings, Cole? Like, don't say exact, but like, do you have a good amount in savings?
Mm-hmm. Like given something to happen, me and Eli could survive for around a year.
Okay, good. This is rents paid, insurance paid, car payments, whatever, all expenses.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's. Now let's see the requirements to internationally travel with a firearm. Personal recreational, okay. Sportsmen traveling internationally with firearm and or ammunition need to comply with Arms Export Control Act, International Traffic in Arms Regulation, Export Control Reform Act, Export Administration Regulations, and customs laws and regulations. Typically, most commonly owned firearms, ammunition, firearm parts, firearm accessories, and related items are listed on the Commerce Control List and are subject to ECRA and EAR. Exceptions to this general rule are for machine gun silencers, armor piercing, or incendiary ammunition, and most firearms and ammunition of greater than .50 caliber, which are listed on U.S. ammunition list and subject to the AECA and ITAR. However, some sporting firearms with ammunition greater than 50 cal are still listed on the CCL and subject to the EAR. CCL, where's Shishi? Sheesh. In general, most sportsmen seeking to export equipment for hunting purposes will primarily be subject to the requirements of ECRA and EAR and will export items listed on the CCL. However, sportsmen should be aware that the criteria, certain equipment, not criteria. Why am I like, that's one of the retarded brain moments. Certain equipment may be listed on the USML, and the equipment will be subject to license requirements under AECA and ITAR. Sportsmen should be aware that optics, illuminators, and designators are subject to export control and will be listed on either USML or CCL and subject to the AECA and ITAR or the ECRA and EAR, respectively. While most items sportsmen commonly seek to export for sporting recreation purposes do require export licenses, optional license exceptions under EA or ITAR will apply. Connecting the DDTC, BIS, HSI, or CBP may be valuable if additional information or clarification is needed.
Don't you just love jobs that say they're wanting to train you if you have no experience, but then automatically deny you?
Yeah.
Because the Indeed thing didn't fucking AI is going to be the death of humanity. Oh
Yep.
my god. Okay, I'm coming, baby. Huh? No, I'm just finishing up.
Did you send me your? Yep.
Did. Also, I'm gonna go to sleep right now, so I will see you tomorrow, good man. Have a good stream. Bye bye.
Alright, see ya. Bye. Okay. Oh, I'm itching for some Legan. Might as well. We'll see how one game goes, and if the game is shit, then, like, what can I do? Let's just go straight into... I don't even want a jungle, man. Let's just go straight support. Nice on support. Let's play the support that I one trick the most often. Hopefully this. I mean, a Jake Seraphine is good. It's a good combo. I'm a ban Morgana. I don't need. Nobody needs a Morgana in their game. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Wow. Pussies. I mean, Seraphine jungle might be a good option. You know. It's a funny option. These are good bands. I can live with these bands. These are good bands on both teams. Okay. No. Think I have to shit myself, so I'm gonna quit that.